This is Kevin Harlan. Black Friday game days coming to Prime, and it's going to be huge. Black Friday football is back with Bears-Eagles at 3 p.m. Eastern, followed by an Emirates NBA Cup doubleheader, Bucks-Knicks at 7 p.m., and then Mavs-Lakers at 10 p.m. And the whole day starts with the Capital One Skins game as 4 elite PGA golfers hit the links with $4 million on the line. Don't miss a moment of Black Friday game day. The Capital One Skins game at 9 a.m. Bears-Eagles at 3. Bucks-Knicks at 7. Mavs-Lakers at 10. And it's all only on Prime.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Yeah, what's happening? We about to bring that action. Gotta hold it down for my Seattle Kraken. Hey, we going beneath the waves. We going beneath the waves. Get it hype, step onto the ice. Ready for some action. Release the Kraken. Hey, we going beneath the waves. Going beneath the waves.
What is up, everyone? Welcome into the Beneath the Waves podcast, your weekly recap of all things Seattle hockey and beyond. I'm Matt.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Derek. First and foremost, the way we've been starting the shows recently, wanted to talk about our very own Heather, who's writing for the Hockey News Women's on the Seattle Torrent. If you missed it, the Torrent played their first ever game, their inaugural game, and they lost 4-3 in overtime to the Vancouver Golden Knights. Heather has beautifully written up that game, what it means, what the team needs to do to rebound from that, as well as another article on the roster that was going into that game. You can check both of those out at the Hockey News W, or you can find her at Heather Nicole with no E, and you can always find the link to her work in the show notes. Also, stay tuned. She'll be uploading some of her work, her on-the-ground work, talking with players, talking with the GM, being at practices, being at games, and you can find that in our show notes always. And she'll be uploading those directly to Beneath the Waves as podcast episodes for you to enjoy.
Sweet, good stuff. Did you guys catch the Torrent game?
I only caught overtime, but I saw like the highlights of the goals.
I did catch the game. I watched it on my phone because Formula One was on, so I also watched that because I watched too many sports. It was a great game. I had a lot of fun watching it. Excited for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it was super exciting. We had our first game. We already had a Hattie watch that was ready to go. I have a buddy who lives out in Vancouver, and him and his wife went to the game and said it was just ridiculous, the atmosphere there. It's like almost 15,000 people selling out the Coliseum. It's looking like Seattle's pretty close to a sellout of CPA, which is unreal. I think Ian Kennedy had a tweet that there's like less than 1,000 seats left to go, and they're like $40 a pop.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Seattle area, go check out this, because how often do you get to be at the inaugural game for a team? Derek, I can only assume you were there for like game one of the Kraken, yeah?
Yeah, I was there for the first ever preseason game and the first ever home game for the Kraken.
And what was that atmosphere like for the dawning of a new franchise?
Unreal. Absolutely unreal. There's nothing like it. And I'm actually going to be at the Torrent's first home game, shoveling the ice there. So that'll be cool.
Heck yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
Looking forward to hearing all about that. For us here, we are now moving into episode 46 of the BTW pod. On today's episode, we're going to catch up on the last week of games, lots of games to recap. We're going to catch up on all the Kraken news, and to close things out this week, we are going to have our annual Kraken Thanksgiving Feast, as well as preview the week ahead. So before we get into all those usual things, we have to start off with our first usual thing, which is when we money puck around and find out. Alex, what are our current standings on the Money Puck Wheel of Doom?
So when it comes to the Seattle Kraken and their percentage to make the Stanley Cup playoffs for the 2025-2026 season, it's remained relatively stable. Um, the Kraken still sit at 60.1%. We're sitting at that C level rating. But honestly, like the way that they've been playing, it's definitely showcasing that this team will or have a great shot of making the Stanley Cup playoffs this season. When you look at this, my other favorite part about that whole wheel is definitely seeing the Toronto Maple Leafs sit at a whopping 6.7%. As Derek made a great joke about that this morning on Twitter. But also, last time the Maple Leafs won the cup was 1967. So it just makes me laugh a little bit more. But honestly, watching the Kraken play, some would deem it boring hockey. Others would call it effective hockey. But at 60.1% as we head into American Thanksgiving, that's a positive to look at because if you look at the years past, our percentage at this point of the season was downright atrocious. So just enjoy it and embrace it. What are you guys thinking on it?
All I gotta say is that I think we're projected to have like 93 point something points now, and I was at 96, so we're like 2 points away from it's like 93.9. So I think we're like 2 points away from my prediction, which is dope. I don't think it's gonna be an Alex year. I think it's gonna be a Derek year this year on right on the nose. So let's get
Oh
it.
yeah, here's hoping. I'm looking at this now. We have a 2% chance of winning the whole dang thing. So why shoot for just the playoffs when we can look at getting Lord Stanley's Cup? That'd be pretty sweet. But just kidding. I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch. We're sitting pretty good. I think there's like 12 teams above us with better odds. So I mean, we just got to crack 16, right? Or I guess 8 because it's split into two halves. But we're doing pretty good, and I want us to keep doing that. I'm not expecting a Avalanche type run that they've been on, just absolutely dominating everybody. But if we can keep crawling our way through and making sure that we claw points out of all the games that we have, we're gonna baby step our way into those playoffs, and I'm here for it. We had 4 games on the schedule last week, and after those games, we are sitting at a record of 11 wins, 5 losses, and 6 overtime losses. A quick rundown of those games. We faced the Red Wings. All these were away, by the way. We faced the Red Wings, and it was a 4-2 loss. The Chicago Blackhawks was a 3-2 win. The Penguins was a 3-2 overtime win, and the Islanders was a 1-0 shootout loss. Before we get into talking points about the games themselves, how are we feeling as a whole with this team after the last 4 game road trip we just wrapped?
Quite positive. I think if you can come out of this out of a 4 game road trip with 5 out of the possible 8 points, it's a real positive. And you know what? Like you in all games they were competitive. Like you can look at the Red Wings, a 4-2 loss. They were competitive. Blackhawks, great game. Penguins, great game. And then the Islander game was just a goalie battle. I feel like that was like the perfect definition of a Lane Lambert game where it was just defensive beyond belief. And I'm pretty sure Patrick Roy enjoyed it on the opposing bench for the Islanders being a goaltender. But outstanding road trip in my opinion, bringing those 5 key points to remain top in the Pacific, only second to the Ducks of all teams. But yeah, no, I'm feeling great, feeling positive, and definitely excited to see where this team continues on.
Yeah, I agree. I feel good. Some just kind of some crazy stuff is going on these last 2 games, with the Islanders game and the Penguins game specifically. Just the amount of expected goals against, being absolutely shut down in the Penguins game by Grew, and then because it was a back-to-back, you have Joey in the next day, and same sitch there. Just an unreal amount of expected goals being turned away by our goaltenders. It was Matt Murray when he was healthy. It's now grew into Cord. The torch is just being passed around. Every goalie is stepping up. Everyone's stepping up on defense. Really, I mean, like ad nauseum, the thing that we've said a million times this year is just that there's literally god awful offense that it just needs to come around. Um, but I mean, really, the team has solidified itself at this point as a defensive and goaltending squad. I don't think there's any question about that. You can look at any metrics for offense, and we're like dead last. Um, yeah. So, I mean, the real question is just that, how far can a squad that doesn't really put up goals of their own, but doesn't allow other teams to put up goals, how far can you go like that? Because I don't know. When you look at teams like Colorado putting up like 4, 5, 6 goals a game, I don't know. I don't know if it's possible, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll be fun.
Do you kind of wonder if like the one thing I think about like the way this team has kind of been progressing, they're kind of at that pivotal moment where they possibly trade for like a player that can bring up more offense because I feel like this team is a ticking time bomb. Like eventually the wheels are going to fall off where we're going to be able to defend to a point, but if we can't score, then it's just going to start going sideways really quickly. So I don't know. Like I feel like we're just kind of we're in this like gray zone, so to speak, where like we're enjoying the wins while we get them. We're enjoying the overtime losses when we get them. The losses are coming far and few between. Like only 5 regulation losses this entire in 22 games. We've accrued a point in all other games except those 5, um, or 6. Regardless, um, like I feel like if we don't figure out our offense and get more goals, like the wheels will come off, and they're not going to come off softly. They're going to come off quite hard. So I really do wonder if J Bots and Co are really looking into possibly acquiring that offensive talent that can really like drive this team a little bit more offensively because I feel like we definitely need that.
I don't know. It's kind of complicated to me. I was asking people on the ice crew if they thought we should be buyers this year. The problem I have is that if it is true that our squad isn't that talented and we're just kind of scraping by getting these wins, I don't know if it necessarily makes sense to gear up for a playoff run at that point. Because like you said, it could just fall off. And if our goaltending and defense falls off, I mean, now we have what, maybe one or two guys that we're kind of all in on now, maybe traded some prospects for, and now our offense might be slightly better. It might bring it up to like 27th in the league instead of 32nd. But if the rest falls off, I mean, now we're just all at a bunch of stuff that's 20th or worse in the NHL. So I don't. It's a tough one for me. Um, really, I don't see a problem with just kind of chilling out where we are. Maybe McCann comes back, see where it goes. I mean, this year was kind of already written off in terms of the structure of the team and how it's going to be built. I feel like a lot of people thought, you just let this year go by, let some contracts go, and then you can sort of build the team from there. So maybe that's still the case. I don't know. I mean, I think to add, it needs to be smart. We're not at a place right now where we can add and it's not a smart contract. We need to like do the impossible, which is like trade for someone where we're not overpaying assets. We're still thinking about the future. I think that's where we're at right now.
But you also know with management, things change on the dime. And I think where we're at with how management and ownership operates is that they see a window possibly where they can make the playoffs. And with that brings success in their eyes, but it also brings more people through the doors. So I wouldn't be shocked to see them possibly risk acquiring a player. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Jordan Kyrou off of the St. Louis Blues, because that just seems like that one never dies. To perhaps get something moving and generated more like within the fan base itself, because you bring in a new player, everybody gets excited for it. So I wonder if instead of the aspect of rebuilding, even though they've kind of said like we're retooling, they might really look at that as if we bring in a possible 30 plus goal scorer, that's more of a retool to help us get further. And I definitely think management and ownership is looking at this team making the playoffs opposed to selling at the deadline, especially now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna like ride the fence directly between you two, where like I am always down for having some sort of spicy move where we get some fresh like blood infused into this team to hopefully kick some life back into us or ramp us up even more. But I'm also kind of sitting with if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sure, we're a wagon, but we are a rickety wagon that's barely hanging on through some of these games, and those wheels are starting to wobble. But maybe we just keep riding that junker of a car until it comes to an end. Because right now, like Derek said, we're getting points, we're getting greasy points, but maybe we don't need to, pull a trigger on something like that so quick.
Yeah, it's like if you have a wagon and the wheels are getting wobbly and your parents are like, "Okay, I'll either pay $10 to patch up the wobbly wheels on the wagon, or if it breaks, I'll buy you a $200 new wagon." And then that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah,
We're
but
getting a lot of mileage out of this wagon metaphor.
yeah, but then it comes to money, and everyone's going to say, "Well, in this economy, a $10 fixing up the wagon's way better than spending the $200. Let's just do that." And I don't know. I'm kind of worried that we're going to be doing something silly in the trade
Yeah.
market.
We're gonna have lots of wagons for sale at the end of this season, so we can
Yeah.
have a whole new setup in our garage. My quick rundown of these games, because that's what we originally started talking about ages ago. As I feel this, there was some solid highs this week, and there were some moments that happened. So some highs for me, obviously 5 out of 8 points. That's awesome. I don't think any of us, or I think Alex said we'd be 3-1-0 last week, so he was optimistic. I was kind of in the middle. I think I predicted 4 points. So exceeding my expectations is something that's always great. Sometimes those are rock bottom low, but exceeded nonetheless. Freddie coming back to the lineup, I liked. I feel he's like getting right back in there. He's being feisty and aggressive, and him being the only goal scorer in the shootout. And I saw Allison Lucan tweet out that Freddie Gaudreau is like fifth in the NHL for shootout scoring percentage. I think he's at 55%, like 11 out of 20. We need more of those on our team. Jordan Eberle, you're not getting it done, dude. Chandler Stevenson, I don't know what he did. Like his controller disconnected during the shootout, and he just kind of like drifted by the net, and nothing happened. And it's like, oh man, that was rough. I really thought we had that one in the bag when we scored right away, and then Joey was stuffing people, shutting them down. But
Is it
it
time
was
to
not.
activate? Is it time to activate Adam Larson?
Oh,
Like
it might
Heather,
be.
Heather wants for the shootout.
Man, the
Just do it.
Kraken internet would explode. Like it would be crazy. The Chicago game was quite the roller coaster too. We had moments like Ryan Lindgren annihilating Andre Burakovsky in what people were just like they were calling for his head after that happened, saying it was like the dirtiest hit of all time and stuff like that. We had a positive thing of Connor Bedard throwing a little hissy fit at the ref for what definitely should have been a call again on Ryan Lindgren, but it wasn't. So we're gonna take it. They don't ask how, they ask how many. And he throws a little hissy fit and gets, hurt the ref's feelings penalty for 2 minutes, and we end up scoring as a result of it. So some good things there. I think we had an ace up our sleeve or got a little lucky, stepped on a four-leaf clover, had a horseshoe up our butts. I don't know, something like that. And the Penguins game was a really fun one too. The only downer I had from the Penguins game was Phil Grubauer serving up that silver platter to Sidney Crosby to get his 500th multi-point game. He's just like, "Hey, here you go. Let me assist you on that one," and he put it in the back of the net. But thank our lucky stars, Brandon Montour is Brandon Montour, and he slammed a puck home in overtime with about a minute left. So it was a good week all around. There was lots of wrinkles and potholes on the road that our wagon was rolling through. I think we got to retire the wagon metaphor soon. I'm running out of things to stretch it out, but it was a not too terrible week all around. Spinoramas, Michigan goals, a sprawling save across the crease. Live and breathe all the highlight moments with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN, that's code THPN, to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 888-467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gambling resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved. As we look at some parts from this week, just rinse and repeat this opening segment every single time. It's our injury update because it's just a revolving door of sadness. Matt Murray has been placed on the IR and will be out for 5 more weeks. Hate that, especially after we just finished praising him so much last week and we're like, he's going to be fine. He's not actually hurt that bad. He just broke a fingernail or something. He'll be back. And then he's out like 6 weeks. So that's gross. Capo Caco was placed on the IR with his lower body injury and is considered week to week. There's no real timeline, I think, that I've seen on that. But some positives, as I said before, Freddie Gaudreau back in the lineup. We've heard that Jared McCann is getting closer to coming back, so that's a positive thing. And we had some fresh meat into this lineup, which we will talk about a little bit later, with Oscar Fisker-Molgaard being called up from Coachella Valley, and I think he's played in 2 games. He played in the Penguins and Islanders games, I believe. So, current state of our emergency department for how this team's doing. How are we thinking? How are we feeling?
We are Frankenstein's monster. Like 1 in, 1 out, just everybody's injured. I swear to God. Really, really upset about the Matt Murray injury. Save percentage has been incredible. He has been outstanding. The fact that he doesn't have a win on his record this season is kind of mind blowing. But losing him for more than another 5 weeks is a blow. But at the same time, if you have Grubauer and Decord playing the way that they've been playing, hopefully they can hold the fort, until Murray comes back. And then maybe at that point we can make a decision as to which goaltender we're going to keep. But Kako having the another unfortunate situation being placed on IR, it's brutal in its own way. He just seems to picked up the Berkey bug this season, from what I can gather. Freddie being back is fantastic. Hopefully we see Canner soon, because I mentioned it last week. We definitely need that scoring depth. And Canner being our, the all-time goal scoring leader for the Kraken is something that we desperately need, especially with how he started out this season. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we'll see some of these guys back, especially with the limited amount of games being played over the holiday season.
Yeah, can I just say something? It's fucking tragic that McCann has been out for so long, dude. He's played 5 games out of 22. He got 4 points in those games. It is just ridiculous. He would be the points leader by far so far. Right now we have Jaden Schwartz with 15 points through 22 games. McCann would be at least at 20 points. He'd probably be like 25
30.
points, maybe 30. Yeah, 30.
Yeah.
So it's just tragic, man. It's not even like, oh, we're missing out on a guy that's like a forward that, he would put up forward numbers. No, we're missing out on the one guy who would actually be like a point per game or better, who the Kraken have no one even close to that this year. And it's just tragic. It's so tragic.
It's so true when you really look at the offense. We are a bum offense. There's no other way of putting it. It's so
McCann
depressing.
is an offensive god.
Seriously, but the fact that you just mentioned it, Schwartz being our top goal scoring player, and he's got 15 freaking points.
I know, they put it up next to Chicago. They're like, oh, here's the points and goals and assists leader for Chicago and Seattle. It's like Bedard, 30 points, Bedard, 20 goals, Bedard. And it's like, even if you combine our top assist guy, Beniers, at 11 assists and our top goal guy at 8 goals with Schwartz, it's like we're only at 19 points.
We still haven't hit 20
points. Even if you make
points.
A Frankenstein out of our Kraken players, they're still not even at a point per game.
And somehow we are a top 10 team in the NHL. Make it make sense.
You're not buying that propaganda. This is just some horse hooey that Todd Lywicki is trying to sell to us, thinking that we have a playoff contending team, and I won't have it. Hold on. I'm curious now. NHL stats. Who is the current
I'm I'm
point?
pretty sure it's Macklin Celebrini.
Nathan McKinnon
Never
has
mind.
37
Oh, yeah,
points.
McKinnon is absolutely unreal this year.
So we
He's
need
got
to
more
McKinnon,
take
than
we need to
double.
take we need to take Jaden Schwartz and Jordan Eberle and add on a Riker
McCann.
Evans, and we
Oh,
have enough. Yeah, add on McCann, and we have the amount
Jesus.
of points that just
no, not
Nathan
even.
McKinnon
Not even.
has.
Never mind. Yeah, damn.
And he's plus 23. Oh my God. All
Plus
right.
23, you'd have to add up the top four for the Kraken.
Clearly, we need a Connor on our team because number 3 is Connor McDavid and number 4 is Connor Bedard. So, maybe that's what we got to go looking at. Yeah, Jaden Schwartz and Jordan Eberle combined aren't even as many points as Connor Bedard. Good Lord. We need Connor to come back so bad. Let's shift to the other thing that we seem to be having to come back to talk about every single week because it's just a constantly developing story is our goalie updates. As we said, Matt Murray's out for at least 5 more weeks. So we are with now just Joey and Grew. Joey came back from his brief injury and played in 3 of the 4 games. Just a quick rundown of save percentages here. Against Detroit, Joey had an 8.85 save percentage. Against Chicago, he had a 9.17 save percentage. Grew played in the game against Pittsburgh and had a 9.38 save percentage. And against the Islanders, Joey had a perfect game because it went all the way to a 0-0 shootout. So good on him. If we look at the season as a whole, this is me just trying to embody Derek's stats brain and just try to take things from a spreadsheet and put numbers to it. Joey has played in 14 games and his save percentage is 909. Grew has played in 6 games and his is 912. And it's worth noting that Grew has not had a regulation loss yet this season.
So I have a few things. That was brilliant, Matt. Are you done or no?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can
Just want
already
to
think
say
like
that's brilliant.
I have a few things to say.
No,
All your
no,
numbers
no,
are
no,
wrong.
no.
This is what
No, no,
you
no.
got to
That's
look at.
brilliant. I want to
You
start
got to
with
look
that's
at
brilliant.
expected goals
That's bloody
percentage, not
brilliant, sir. Good job. Good job on that. I wanted to note one of the things you just mentioned. Grubauer, 6 games played, 912 save percentage. So consistently over a 900, you kind of, Alex, you better lose the right to say that. Okay, and then also 2 games I want to highlight. The Pittsburgh game with Grew. He had 4.63 expected goals against, and he allowed 2 goals against. So that's 2.63 expected goals that he did not allow. And then for Joey, he had 4.24 expected goals against in the Islanders game. The expected goals were 4.24 to 1.66 the Kraken generated. So an absolutely one-sided game that the Islanders dominated, and Joey completely stole it. We deserve to lose, okay, that game. So it's fine that we ended up losing. But no, that game was more likely should have been like 4-0, not 0-0 heading into the freaking shootout. But yeah, that's all I
He
got.
had 34 saves in that game,
Oh,
so
oh,
he was
one
putting in work.
one more thing I wanted to mention. Goals saved above expected per 60. So basically goals saved per game. With a minimum of 5 games played, Matt Murray is still first in the NHL with 1.217.
He's first
Um,
now?
he's first in the NHL for this stat
He was
specifically.
like fifth last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's first now. He got better.
Man,
No,
make a
I'm
plaque
sure.
and put it in his locker stall.
Yep. So he's first. Grubauer is 20th, and Joey is 34th. That's minimum 5 games played. So that's including backups. So
So
Joey,
I think last
Joey
week
and
we
Group playing
were
well.
fifth, 27th, and 31st or something
We were
like
all
that.
That
within
was
the
save.
We were
32.
in the
That
top
was save
We
32.
were in top
percentage.
32.
That was
Oh,
save percentage though.
Oh, okay.
wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna use different stats each week. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Keep us on our toes.
Exactly.
Honestly, when you look at okay, so one thing I want to say is Grubauer. This has probably been his best stretch as a Kraken, in the regular season. So like he hasn't had a save percentage over 900 his entire time with the Kraken. So um, I don't want to say that he's back to like pre-Kraken days, like because I don't want to jump the gun on that because we've all mentioned that goaltending is voodoo, but he's playing at a level that we have not seen him play, except for his little time during the playoffs. I really like the fact that the new goalie coach, he did work with him when he got sent down to Coachella last year. So I wonder if he has that rapport with him, and just everything's kind of ticking, in my opinion, working in that way. And if that's the case, hopefully we can rely on our backups a little bit more this season, opposed to burning Joey out by like mid-January, because I don't want to see that again. Also, second thing, it's an absolute crime that Joey gets a shutout and then gets the overtime loss. Like that sucks. If you look at that on like on a record sheet, you're like, wait, so he got the shutout, like he has a shutout to his record, but gets the loss, and I think that's just brutal.
Uh, what if, with Matt Murray being out for an extended period of time, we sign back on Chris Drieger, who was revealed this week, mutually terminated his contract in Sweden or wherever the hell he's playing right
No,
now.
he was playing in the KHL, and I hate to
Yeah,
say it, if you can't make it in the K, then you're not making it in the NHL again.
yeah, I don't think that'll actually happen. I just wanted to throw that out there. Anything else on goalies? Cool, good talk.
Philip Grubauer is a good one. That's all I gotta say.
All right. One thing I want to talk about from these games, specifically from the Islanders game, is going back to the topic of the back-to-back curse and overtimes. So, with Sunday's loss to the Islanders, the back-to-back curse continues. If you don't know what we're talking about because it's your first time jumping in, for the last lots of games, and I'll get to how far back it stretches in a while, the Kraken have not won the second game of a back-to-back, and it just keeps going and going and going. At least in this one, we earned a point, so there's that. And John Barr at NHL to Seattle tweeted out that this is the first time that we have earned a point in the second game of a back-to-back since March 22nd, 2024. So like a year and a half plus since we have earned a point in the second game of a back-to-back. So I'm going to break this into two parts. Do you foresee at some point that this curse is able to be broken, or is this going to just be something legendary that continues on forever?
I mean,
No,
at
you
this.
gotta hire
Oh,
you
go
gotta
ahead.
hire an Etsy witch to like resolve this. Like, there's not a snowball's chance in hell that this is gonna be resolved unless you get the supernatural involved, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a snowball's chance in snow that this is just part of this team at this point because it's like largely the same roster, right? So I don't know. Maybe, I, hey, who am I to suggest this? But like, maybe some of these guys don't got that dog in them. I don't know. I really want to see it change though because this would be a good time for it to change.
But like
We're
you
racking up
mentioned it.
points. Yeah, what's up?
I was gonna say, you've mentioned it. This team is the same as last year. It's just like a facelift, but like everything under the hood is the same thing.
The results are
Nothing's
different.
changing.
Yeah, the results are
Yeah.
different. Process is the same.
It's like, oh
Man,
wait, there's a back to back. Yeah, fat chance we're gonna do anything good here.
if you want some guaranteed odds on sports wagering sites, you can do worse than betting on against the Kraken on a back-to-back.
So the deserve to win a meter is a thing that goes kind of neglected on Money Puck, but um it's usually around like 50-50, 60-40, etc. For the Islanders game, it was 86.3 New York to 13.8 Kraken. So it's like they didn't even show up basically.
Okay, these are the remaining second halves of back-to-backs that we have this season. We have the Los Angeles Kings.
Hey,
We have the Vancouver Canucks.
Oh,
that's manageable.
manageable.
Uh, well, it's twice manageable because we have two back-to-back second half back-to-backs against the Canucks in a row.
That could happen. We could do it.
Like
Wait, we
two,
played the Canucks both times?
both times, second game of the back-to-back a week apart.
Oh, so not the first and the second game.
No,
Oh, okay.
But that's doable. We could totally beat the Vancouver Canucks.
we could. We have the same kind of deal, two back-to-backs with Boston on the tail end.
We have their number on the occasion, so like that's a possibility. But
Some really good
Morgan
Boston
Geekie
games
is
over the
going to just
years.
show up and just get revenge on us.
We have in February, we have two. We have the Kings and the Blues.
The
Okay.
Blues without Kairu.
Yeah. In March, we have Florida, and in April, we have the Wild, and the last game of the season against the Avalanche.
Oh, that last game against the season against the Avalanche actually kind of sounds good because they might be like
Resting
Resting.
up.
50 points past the first place spot.
Yep.
All right, so I think our best chance is against Vancouver. We'll have to see what happens there.
This is a random aside, but because you mentioned Boston, Morgan Geekie has 17 goals this season.
Yeah, he sure does.
Oh,
Be
wait,
nice.
and we didn't let him walk for nothing, right?
I don't know what we let him walk for.
Pretty sure we let him walk for nothing.
We did.
Shoot, that's fun.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
The other half of this little part that I wanted to break down is that the Kraken in the season have 6 overtime or shootout losses through the 22 games that we've played. If they maintain this pace, they will have 22 this season when the NHL record is 18 in one season. So we'll see if we can be a record setter in that way. They have had 10 overtime games so far this season, so they are on pace to absolutely shatter the franchise record, which at this point is 19 in the 2022-23 series. Quick impromptu quiz. Do you know what the record is for most overtime games in a season?
34.
25.
30. It's 30 by the Boston Bruins. I think it was like 03, 04. I looked that up earlier today. So, I mean, the Kraken are being super generous with giving everybody so much free bonus hockey, but eventually we just got to start winning these things outright.
Wait, what's our pace on the 10? Is it like 40 or what's our pace for the overtime games?
Well, yeah, we're like a quarter of the way through.
Yeah, so we played 10
Jeez,
games.
man.
It's 22
10 by
games.
four.
So, I mean, that's actually a really big point about the sustainability, right? Is that sustainable?
No.
No.
God, no.
They only got
Oh,
so
man.
much gas in the tank in these mid 30-year-old bodies. Right
Yeah, true. They're cooked.
Yeah. All right. Last thing before we get into our big segment for this week, we had a couple milestones come across the Kraken table this week. So we'll run through these 4 things real quick. Jordan Eberle played in his 300th game as a Seattle Kraken this week against Detroit. He joins Adam Larson, Jamie Alexiak, and Jared McCann as the only players to have reached this milestone. Do you have any guesses? Oh, I had this pulled up. Do you have any guesses who the next one is? The next person to cross 300 games with the team.
Vince Dunn? No, he was injured.
Schwartz?
No, he was injured for the first season. If we don't have the Jeopardy music here, like it's a missed
We'll
opportunity.
get copywritten struck, I'm sure.
Matty Beniers?
No. It is Vince Dunn.
I should have stuck with my guy. That was my
He's
first.
at 297. Jaden Schwartz is at 273. Matty Beniers is at 271.
Oh,
It's
wow.
actually impressive that Jordan Eberle has hit 300, considering he was out for like
40 games last year.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's hope he keeps racking up more and we get more people staying healthy to run up their Kraken game counts. Speaking of big game counts, Jamie Alexiak, the big rig, played in his 700th NHL game on Thursday against Chicago. That is a big deal. That is a whole lot of games to be played. I know we've kind of had mixed feelings on Big Rig from time to time, but that's a pretty substantial achievement to log into your record.
Oh, yeah.
And he's actually fitting in this system, so he's played better under the Lambert, umbrella of defense.
New guy on the block, Mason Marchment, recorded his 200th career point against Pittsburgh. So he broke a very long scoring drought because he scored in the very first game of the season, and then he scored in the Pittsburgh game. So exciting news for him there. 200 points, that's a big deal.
I'm just mind blown on like if you bring player to the Kraken, they somehow like just dissolve offensively. Like
Yeah, it's almost like the rest of the team matters how you
it's
do. Yeah.
insane. Like I was thinking about that, like because when he scored against Pittsburgh, my first thought was, I'm like, when was the last time Mush scored? And I like checked it out. I'm like, wait, are you serious? It's been that long? I'm like, what the hell? Like,
Oh yeah, I
what
mean the
happens?
fan base felt like it was starting to turn on Marchman a little bit before that second
Okay,
goal.
but we have to also talk about how Mason Marchment is like an absolute gift machine this season because we have his fake out punch from earlier in the
True, that was the
season.
Yeah,
coolest
That
gift
was
ever.
amazing.
Yeah.
But now the second gift that he has given to Kraken Twitter is his celly after this goal when he goes to like throw an air punch and trips over his own feet and just eats shit.
yeah, he's gonna give. He got the Joey, celebration falling off at the end of the game winner when he jumps into the pile and falls off,
Hmm.
and you got the mush, you know, trip. So you got a good comparable for Sally's and failing miserably.
So keep it going, Mush. We want some more points out of you. Please make it happen. The last person I want to shout out for a milestone, and we mentioned him before, Oscar Fisker Mulgard got called up from Coachella Valley, and he earned his first NHL point in his NHL debut last week. He joins Matty Beniers, Yanni Newman, Vilio Tavainen, and Berkeley Catton as draft picks to earn a point in their debut. I specified draft picks there. We always have an asterisk beside Ty Cartier, which is really upsetting because he scored in his first NHL game, but it was in the playoffs, so it doesn't count on his record. But in our hearts, that Ty Cartier goal still
He
counts.
also wasn't drafted, right?
Yeah, that's why I left him out
Undrafted.
there as well. That's
Oh,
why I
okay,
said
okay, yeah,
drafted.
gotcha.
Yeah. And also, if you didn't follow the story on OFM's parents coming to watch the game, they had to travel like 30 hours to get to Chicago from Denmark. And like that's some commitment to see your baby boy's NHL debut.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's not even rare for Kraken draft picks to get a point in their debut. If you're a Kraken draft pick, yeah, your family better be there your first game, or they're gonna miss
Right?
your first point. Jeez.
Exactly. All right, so let's hope for more excitement in this next week. We won't have Vince Dunn hit that milestone mark because we only have 2 games this week, but maybe something else exciting will happen. And to close out our talking points here, I want us to all gather around the table for what is the second annual BTW Kraken Thanksgiving Feast. Just like last year, we gathered around our table in the BTW Zoom Room, and we're going to share something that we are all thankful for from the Kraken organization this year. Who would like to offer up their thanks first?
I will.
Okay, let's hear it.
I want to give a huge thank you to Philip Grubauer. He's been with us since the beginning, and things were looking rough for a really long time, and I mean a really, really long time. And as an ardent supporter and defender of Gruby, it's been rough over these years. But I want to thank Philip Grubauer right now for allowing me to have such beautiful stats at my disposal to prove how good he is right now, because he's absolutely popping off this year. And he did it at the perfect time when Matt Murray was hurt and we needed him the most. And he also did it at the perfect time for him in his career, because this was honestly the crunch time where it's like if you don't figure it out now, you're literally gonna just evaporate, and we're just gonna take some random scrub to replace you. So I want to thank Grubauer there in terms of the Kraken organization, and then in terms of just more broad through Beneath the Waves, I want to thank obviously both of you guys, Heather as well, but really couldn't do it without you. Always have a blast coming here and talking my thoughts with you guys. So just wanted to say that. Also, anyone listening, super thankful for you guys as well. Yeah, I'm thankful for everyone that's talking on Twitter about the team and just the whole community. And anyone anyone who's like tagging us about like our merch and stuff, that's just so sick. Thankful for that. Thankful for Matt generating all of our merch ideas while he's high on allergy medicine. But yeah, no, I'm thankful for a lot. I can keep going, but basically anyone that's in the Kraken sphere, I'm thankful for you.
Well, I'm not gonna top that. I'll just be brutally honest before I even begin. What am I thankful for? It's going to come as a shock to both of you. I'm thankful for J Bots and I'm thankful for Lane Lambert because they have exceeded my expectations in many a way. If you haven't listened to it or if you've forgotten about it, which you probably haven't, I was quite negative at both the hiring of J-Bots and Lane Lambert, thinking that it was a backwards move, it's a sideways move, it wasn't going to do jack. I've been mistaken. And, when I put my foot in my mouth, these are the types of moments where I just got to take a step back and just be like, I was wrong. J-Bots has done a lot to, fix a lot of errors from the Ron Francis era. Offloading poor contracts and managing a much bringing in players that fit the need of the team. Whereas hiring Lane Lambert, and at first for that I thought it was a disaster, but he's proven to be exactly what this team needs. This team, you know, needed someone who was going to say, well, we're going to figure this out defensively and we're going to do that. And that's exactly what he's done. Yeah, I'm thankful for both of them. They have allowed me to be much more positive this season. I haven't been a negative Nancy on Twitter, which has been so much of a delight because primarily over the last few years, that's basically what I've been. So definitely those are some things that I'm thankful for. As Derek mentioned as well, all thankful for Derek, Matt, Heather. It's been unreal to see what we've been able to create through this podcast and just through our social media. And to everybody that listens and puts up with us, thank you for continually following with us and checking in on us and riding this wild wave that is the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, we're getting all mushy here. And we're getting some soggy turkey on our
This is where like
plates with
Mason Marchment comes flying in and goes, yeah, and then leaves.
yeah. So I'm gonna first off piggyback on some things that were already said. One being I am thankful for anyone and everyone who has bought any form of piece of merch that we've put out. Because like Derek said, these are just the most like ridiculous ideas that I think of in the middle of the night. And I usually on like Snapchat will just take a black screen and scribble a design over it with like, Derek, okay, this is my idea. Can you make it happen? And then Derek makes it happen and it turns out pretty dope. So like that's how the Monty Mania one came about. That's how the Price is Right one came about. That's how the Cartier Parche one came about. The Mush one. All of these designs, they just come like stupid ideas out of my head, and to think that people want to take these stupid ideas and have it on a hat or a sticker or a t-shirt or a hoodie. I love it. And what I would love if you've got to this point of the episode and you're still listening and you have a piece of merch, shoot us a tweet of it because I love seeing what people scoop up. I can see it all in like our analytics and stuff, but I want to see how it actually turns out. And that's again just still super cool that people are scooping up these really dumb but yet awesome ideas of mine. Secondly, again, just a huge thanks to anyone who has ever listened to this show, whether it be one episode or you're 50 episodes deep with all the bonus pods and stuff like that. You rewind a year and a half ago, and I was a super casual person who just loosely followed a hockey team. But now I have people who every week will listen to my nonsensical rambles and things that I just turn into TikToks and stuff like that. So super grateful to anyone who has been part of our audience. That is super amazing. Appreciate each and every one of you who listen and continue to listen and tell your friends and drop reviews and all that kind of stuff. For my grand thankful part of my Thanksgiving feast, I'm not going Kraken related, but I am going Seattle hockey related, and I am thankful for the women's pro hockey Seattle movement and all the work that they put in over the years to spearhead the movement to try to get a women's hockey team in Seattle, and just that, yeah, that movement that just took over. It was like a real, I mean, it works out now. It was a real torrential wave of just enthusiasm and excitement that brought the torrent now to Seattle, and we are seeing the payoff of all that. And I hope that everyone who is part of that movement is in attendance on Friday when we have the inaugural home opener to like see all of that hard work pay off. And I know when we're following like Heather's tweets during the game, she had a tweet that said like, "I'm just sitting back and enjoying this because I know lots of people put in a lot of effort to make that happen and a lot of thankless effort. But I hope that now that you're seeing the payoff of your blood, sweat, and tears that you've put into trying to make this happen, I hope it's a really gratifying and rewarding feeling for you." So, if you have things that you are thankful for in the Kraken or Seattle hockey world at large, let us know. Come join us at our table. We will give you your choice of dark or white meat, and maybe like a ham if you want, or if you want a vegetarian offering, we can come up with something. You want to bring a 20 pack of chicken nuggies? Have at it. We welcome all foods at our table as long as you are willing to share. So, mushy stuff out of the way. We have some games on the horizon this week coming up. Alex, it's a shorter one this week. What do we have happening?
So we're back at home, and that's been confirmed. And there's two games on the docket this week. Wednesday, we are playing at the Dallas Stars, and then Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon, I believe, or afternoon, morning. Nope, afternoon, or yep. We're playing the Edmonton Oilers. So two games on the bump coming up. What do we think for record between these two games?
I'd be happy to come out of it with 2 out of 4 points. That would be a huge win.
Nah, man, you know what? I'm just saying we're gonna win every game from now on, because why not? Why not say that? We're gonna win both of these, okay? That's my prediction. It's locked in. Because when you predict that you're gonna win each of these games, you end up being the closest points wise, like every time. Because it's just gonna be a million overtime points and a
Oh,
million wins. Let's go.
you're gaming the system. I'm on to you.
I'm going 1-0-1. We're winning against the Oilers. And Dallas we're gonna lose in overtime just because why not?
Okay, sweet. Also, do not forget to mark your calendars because on Friday, the Seattle Torrent are hosting the Minnesota Frost for their inaugural home opener. It is going to be an absolutely crazy atmosphere. If you are going there, I hope you have the absolute best time and can't wait to follow along with people's tweets and things like that. We also have a real quick hit Coachella Valley update. Alex, how are things going down in the desert?
Well, down in the desert, the Coachella Valley Firebirds are sixth in the Pacific Division with a record of 8-5-3. Yager Furcus continues to sit atop the leaderboard with 8 goals and 11 assists. He's also tied for fifth in the AHL for total points on the season so far. So the Firebirds have two games this week. Friday they play against the San Diego Gulls, and then on the Saturday they will face off against the Texas Stars. Great hockey, check it out. Highly recommend it. Get to know your young Kraken prospects because this team is just filled with them. So Derek, you should definitely watch a game or two.
And I mean, at this rate, we're gonna call up a new one every other week, so you gotta
Exactly.
familiarize yourself with some names.
Seriously, you do.
Alrighty, that's gonna wrap up things for us this week. Derek, as you always so eloquently do, can you let everyone know where they can find BTW online this week?
Absolutely. I just want to say to everybody, happy Thanksgiving, real Thanksgiving. Okay, I just got to get that out of the way. Also, go make Matt happy. Go make me happy. Go make Alex happy. Go make Heather happy for Thanksgiving. Make us thankful for all that merch that you're going to be gobbling up. Okay, go over to bit.ly/BTW store. There's a bunch of sick merchandise over there. So much cool stuff. I can't even list it all right here. It would take like 2 hours, bro. So just go check it out. bit.ly/BTW store. Also, go check out Heather's articles. Make her
Pause.
thankful. Oh, what's up?
Pause. Black Friday deal in the BTW store. You save 30% on orders of $70 or more. So that's a couple t-shirts, a t-shirt and a hoodie. If you spend $70 or more, you get 30% off of your bill at the end.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Also, go check out Heather's articles. The link will be in the show notes. Go and follow at Heather Nicole with no E and at the Hockey News W to see more of her work, and keep your eyes on your podcast feed to see when she drops more PWHL episodes. Please also drop a follow and a 5-star review on the podcast app of your choice that you're currently listening to this on. Follow us on all social medias. It helps us out a whole lot. If you could take a second to like or comment on those videos. And I just want to say Grubauer's performance suggests he's here to stay. So go drop a follow over at BTW SEA. That is it. Thank you so much. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week. Bye.
We're going beneath the waves. Going beneath the waves.
Time. It's always vanishing. The commute, the errands, the work functions, the meetings, selling your car. Unless you sell your car with Carvana. Get a real offer in minutes. Get it picked up from your door. Get paid on the spot. So fast you'll wonder what the catch is. There isn't one. We just respect you and your time. Oh, you're still here? Move along now. Enjoy your day. Sell your car today.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Lowe's early Black Friday deals are going fast. Don't miss up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. And with Christmas around the corner, you're going to need more string lights, right? Save $4 on GE LED 100 count string lights, now just $5.98. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.